Alright guys, how's it going?
Okay.
Wilson 1 here.
Right over there.
Do you hate this guy? Do you want to just smack him?
Go on.
Right. Anyway, so we're doing scoping. This is an in-depth scope. So I'm showing you all the secondary targets. I'm showing you where you'll find the guard clothing, and I'm showing you where all the hooks will be located as well. So I'm just going around and taking pictures of all the secondary targets. There's usually 2 targets in here, but only one of the tables are full. So I'm only taking 1 picture. And then there's more secondary targets up above. And you walk around this way to get up to the top. And then there's 2 targets there. So when you're doing this, you're always looking for coke, ideally. So coke's the best secondary target. And this is what you need to do when you're doing a solo. You need these secondary targets outside the compound.
It's on your planning screen now.
And then there's usually clothing potentially over here, next to where the pilots sit. And there it is. So take a picture of that, send it to Pavel.
You found some
And
uniforms. Very useful. You cannot disguise perfectly.
there's a guard truck there.
Marking location now.
You can use this to get in the compound as well. It spawns in 4 different locations on the island. The north dock, the main dock, the airport, and outside the compound.
Drive straight through the main gate.
And just at that balcony there, there's normally, there can potentially be guarded clothing, but there's none there, but I'm just showing you where it is, or where it can be. Again, just taking more pictures of secondary targets. Again, just showing you this is a total full scope of the island.
To sell in America, yes. It is marked on the planning screen now. Noting location.
So I'll start heading to the bike now. It's the quickest way to get round. So you're probably wondering why am I doing a full scope? Well, to be honest with you, I normally scope like this pretty much every time. That way it gives me options, on the way I want to do the heist. So I can come in main dock, north dock, airport, and so on. I can use different approach vehicles. If I don't do a full scope, I won't be able to have all these options. So I need to scope everything to figure out how I'm going to approach the island with the heist. So this is us in the north dock now. Worked our way towards that. Again, taking pictures of secondary targets. So yeah, I don't expect you guys to be doing this every time. But I think it's good for you to learn where the secondary targets are to make things easier for you. If you want to like totally learn the island heist, then I recommend trying to do this. And same up here, so there's a grappling hook right in front of me there, but there's not there today. So again, even though the stuff might not be there, I'm showing you exactly where they can potentially spawn. And again, to the right there, there's usually clothing, but there's none there today. And go to this shack. There's 2 secondary target locations here, but only 1 has stuff on it. And that's coke again. And then to the right here, there's someone's uniform, but there's none there today. So we carry on. Then we're just waiting for the truck. There's a truck that drives through here. Waiting for the truck to drive past. Then we can proceed to scope the rest of the north dock. And then there's a guard standing facing me just now, so I have to wait for him to turn. So yeah guys, I mean I can't emphasize enough, to be honest, how important it is to to know what all these secondary targets are, and the locations for the hook, or locations for the uniforms. It gives you so much more scope on the heist itself. It just makes the heist so much easier for you. It gives you more options so you don't get bored of doing the same way each time. So, like, I'm taking a picture of this uniform here. Again, it's another potential location for uniform. So now I've got uniform in the north dock, so I can potentially hit the north dock with the longer fin and grab the uniform and then just drive around the island without anyone stopping me. That's what the uniforms basically do. It's almost like a big con type approach once you get a uniform on. So that's just one of them chests. There's 2 chests can potentially spawn each time. And then just there, behind there where these 2 guys were, that's another potential location for guard clothing. So again, I'm coming here to take pictures of secondary targets. You can't hit this one solo, you need someone with you to press the button as you go in and hit the secondary targets in here. But again, it's good to see what it is, because then when you do the heist, it's an option that you can potentially use. And then to the right here, you climb up the pallets, and this is where potentially a hook is on this roof. Grappling hook. But there's not one there today. But there can be one there, so that's another location for you. So that's the whole of the north dock scoped, heading towards the main dock now. And most of the airport's scoped. So straight away you've covered more or less half the island. And I've been a wee bit more thorough than I would normally be, because I could tell straight away I can start moving to the next thing, because the guard clothing ain't there, for example, or the hook ain't there, but I'm showing you more detail, so I'm kind of slowing it all down a wee bit just to show you exactly where these locations are. So then I just hide here. And there's a jeep coming along, there's a guard coming along. So again, just waiting for the jeep to come through and the guard to turn around so I can run through. You can see on the mini map in the corner, bottom corner. And there he goes, he's turned around, so I'm running through now. Now we're heading towards the main dock. And again, we're just going to do a thorough scoping of all the secondary targets, hooks, clothing, etc. Again, there's a guard wandering about. You just gotta make sure he's not coming towards you at the time you come and take pictures of this. Gotta be wary of where he is. Same time, take the pictures of the secondary targets. There's only 2 there out of potentially 3. Again, this is one of these shacks. You need to have 2 players. So one player presses a button while the other player hits it. So just running right around the outside. I do this because there's usually potentially a uniform in here, but there's not one here today. And again, there's a guard patrolling around. He's got to watch out for him. He's away around the back, so I head towards the next secondary targets, which are just here in this shack. And again, taking pictures of them. So I'm just working my way around the building to avoid the guard, but there's usually clothing potentially here, so that's why I'm walking around here, or running around here just now. And there's no clothing there. It's usually on that red trolley, but there's nothing there today. But again, you need to scope all these different areas, because again the spawn locations change each time you do the heist. So each time you do the scoping, it changes. So now we're heading to this shack, and again taking pictures of the secondary targets, locations. And again there's more coke here. So always be mindful of where the coke is, because it's the best secondary target, especially solo. Under that there's usually a hook, but there's nothing there today. So we move on. So again, I'm just doing a totally thorough scope to give you an idea of what everything is, where you can find everything on the island. And then just here in front of this building, where that thing's glowing, it's usually someone's uniform, but nothing there today. Then we're heading to the water tower. You climb up the water tower. And again, just as you walk around the water tower here, there's potentially a hook location, and there's a hook there today. So that's good. So take a picture of that. And then down here, it's usually a uniform potentially. And it's there, yep. So you take a picture of that. So now you've got a uniform and a hook right next to each other, so this is potentially a very good location to hit the island, the main dog, because you've got both the grappling hook and the uniform. So you just head straight to the compound and go over the wall, just like that. So that's the north dog, the main dog, and the airport pretty much all scoped. So now you're working your way towards the tower itself to check the main target and the secondary targets in the compound. So again, you know, you don't have to be as thorough as this, but this gives you so many options on how to do the heist. I think it's good to know this. I think it's good to be able to do this and be really handy for yourselves. So if you want to do it solo, it'll give you so many more options to do it solo. So if you like the content, guys, please subscribe to the channel. I'm just saying it's early because it's quite a long video. But hopefully you're going to learn some good stuff here. Right, so there's usually a guard around here. Usually means the signal box is going to be up on the tower, but there's no guard here, so the signal box is downstairs, which is here now. This hack can be quite confusing. Just takes a wee bit of tinkering about and you eventually get it. Right, so now we're going to see what the main target and secondary targets in the compound are. So you just skip right through to see the basement. Sometimes it takes a wee while to load it.
Have a look in the basement. No need to change the winning formula, yes?
Okay, so it's tequila. Probably the worst main target you get, but there you go. You've got to take the good with the bad. So that was cash. So you keep panning through all these cameras and turning around in the room to make sure you're picking up everything that's in these locations. So there's nothing really up in the office. There's a picture, gold. So gold is the best secondary target for in the compound, so there's two use. Ideally you want to have all gold. 3 gold between 2 use will fill up both your bags. So you're looking ideally for 3 separate piles of gold. I think I've got 1 or 2 so far. I know there is 3 for this heist, so yes, that's the 3rd right there. And this location, as I'm panning around here, sometimes a guard truck can spawn there. So if the guard truck spawns there, that means that the guard truck is going to be driving around the island when you come to the island. So it's not ideal if you want to use that to get in. I wouldn't recommend trying to stop it and kill the guard. The alarms would usually go off, so it makes it very awkward. I would just try and find a grappling hook and try and find a uniform instead, or come in via the train tunnel. Right, so now I'm working my way up to the top of the tower. Sometimes there's usually a hook at the top of the tower, so I'm going up to see if that's the case this time. And there's no hook, so I'm going to parachute down and check out a couple more locations. So again, there's potentially a grappling hook over in this shack that I'm heading towards now. And again, I'm just showing you all the locations that you can potentially find stuff. And it used to be over in that box on the far side. So we're heading to take pictures again of secondary targets. Another wee shack here. A lot of people forget about this one. A lot of people don't even know about this one, to be honest. It's a wee bit off the beaten track.
Okay, position locked.
That's just cash. That one.
That's on your planning screen now.
Right now I'm heading towards another 2 secondary locations, target locations. This is the last 2. And that means I'll have a full scope of the island of all the secondary locations. So it's heading towards it now. And just across from this building, well, the camera will pan round shortly maybe. There's another location where you can potentially get the guard truck. So again, taking a picture, and then straight ahead there, where these 2 guys are, that's a potential location for another guard truck spawning location. So now I'm going to go round and deliberately get caught because it's going to be the easiest way to get back to the airport. And again, this is another potential location for the grappling hook underneath this crane here, but there's nothing there today. So now come round and get caught.
You should not be here.
It's just the easiest way to get back, the quickest way. Now I've just got a couple of locations to check around the airport, and that's me scanning the whole island fully.
If you wanted to be treated with respect, this wrong disguise. Just be thankful.
So I head up this wee road here. There's usually a bike at the top of this. Again, the bike's one of the easiest ways of getting around the island. And it's quick. So now I'm just going to scope around here where there's potentially locations for the hook, grappling hook. And there we go, there's a grappling hook right there. So I'll take a picture of that and send it to Pavel. So now in the airport I've got a uniform and I've got a grappling hook. And heading in via the airport is the easiest way to come in because it's the Velma approach. I'm checking here next to this red boat because there's usually a grappling hook potentially there, but it's not there today. So there's quite a few grappling hook locations around this coast here. I'm showing you them all just now. There's one other uniform location at the end of this dock. And it's not there today. So we head back. And again we'll go to these other locations for the grappling hook, potential locations. And then down here is another location where the grappling hook can be. And it's not there. Again, if you want to see me finding these things in these locations, I do have a video showing you exactly where I found them. So instead of me saying, well, it can potentially be there but it's not there today, you can actually see it being found in that exact location. So I've got a video for the grappling hooks and a video for the uniforms, so you can watch them separately if you want to check them out. So this is another location here for the grappling hook, next to that kind of turquoise tarpaulin in that boat, but it's not there today. Now we're heading over to this guard tower. The bottom of the guard tower, there's another potential location for the grappling hook. And it is there today. So as you can see, like along this coast, there's loads of different locations for the grappling hook. I think there's around the airport on the top part here, there's maybe 6 different locations so you can potentially find the grappling hook, and there's maybe 3 for the uniforms. But the both grappling hook and uniforms, there should be 15 potential spawn locations on the island. And each time, I think it spawns 4 times. So at any one time you do the heist, the uniform should be in 4 locations, and the grappling hook should be in 4 locations. I was trying to show off there, fellow. It's too tempting to do wheelies in that bike. So yeah, we're heading down to the bottom of the runway because that's another location for the grappling hook. Just on top of that box in front of me with that rope on it, top of that box there, yeah, but no, it's not there. So we head back and just head towards the plane and head back to the mainland. And that's the full scope done. So yeah, I mean guys, you know, if you're used to just coming in via the long fin or the sub and just go straight in the drain tunnel, then you can see how many different options it is. I mean, look at the north dock, the airport here. You got uniforms, you got a grappling hook, and then over the north dock you've got coke, you've got uniforms again, you've got weed, and then down towards the main dock you've got coke, you've got a grappling hook, you've got uniforms, and then over here you've got coke and cash. So yeah, as you can see, there's loads of locations, there's loads of ways to do this heist. There's not just one or two different ways, loads of different ways. So this gives you loads of options, guys. So all you need to do is just practice this and just check all these locations out and give yourself some options. So hopefully this has helped you out. I've been asked to do a video like this for a long time and I've done it now. I knew it would be quite a long video, but it's just under half an hour, so it's not too bad. So thanks very much for checking out the video, guys. And please subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you again soon. Thank you.